Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to show you my weekend routine and the things I look out for while having a checkup on my plants. So it's Sunday, the sun has come out, it's been raining a lot, and I'm having a little bit of green tea to keep myself lubricated because I don't know if you can tell from my voice, but I don't know, I'm feeling a bit under the weather. I've been sniffly the past few days, but that is no excuse to skip on checking on the plants. And I would like to take you along while having a look at them. And I would also like to add that this is the last time we're looking at them outside for this year. It's October 6th today, and I will be gone for the next 2 weekends. So that means until the end of October, early November, I won't have time to move the plants inside. As I said, it's been getting a little colder. I think the lowest we've had was 4 degrees at night, even though with like the courtyard and this being on a balcony, I never reached this low, but some of my plants I feel like would prefer a slightly higher temperature, even at night. So they shall move indoors again. So the outdoor growing season is over for this year. And this always makes me a little sad because having the plants outside is, for me at least, so much easier. You save all the energy for heating and lighting, and also rain helps you with watering. So it's much less work. But anyways, all things must come to an end, and we know that next year there will be another outdoor growing season. But before that starts, let's have a look and let's see what the plants are doing. So just come a little closer. Alrighty, I'm just going to give you a quick, I guess 180, 270, whatever, it's not really 360, to have a look at the collection right now. This is kind of what we're working with here. My collection has grown a lot over the years that I've been showing it here on YouTube. I started the channel in 2021, which is kind of a year into having this collection, maybe year and a half. And yeah, I think back at that point, I did not expect to ever have such a big collection, and realistically I still do have quite a wish list, so I think we're still a very long way from having everything that I would like to see. But yeah, let's maybe start off here. This is a bunch of Phylogeny that I'm not super happy with. I think I'm going to rehome them. There is a meeting of the Swiss Orchid Society coming up towards the end of this month, and I think I'm just going to take these and just gift them to someone who's going to appreciate them better than I do. Right next to it, this is one of mine, Gracum. I think it got spider mites. Let's see if it's going to make it. I never know which one this is. I think it should actually have a name tag, but who knows where that went. It's been a bit windy recently, so I guess we'll never know. I'm not sure if this plant is going to make it. Oh, now we also have scale. So yeah, I think I might just trash this plant, to be honest. Sorry that we're starting off on such a low point, like plants that were out of the collection. And here I do have some more Cattleya and Laelia plants. This was, I think, a free gift that I got from a looker order at some point. And this one is a Cattleya Schrödere. This came last year when I received some plants as like an inheritance from an old grower. They had to give up their collection and they were not in a great state, but I feel like this plant made it. At least I think so. Let's see. Also excuse the background noises. Right, this is a rental apartment and the balcony faces a courtyard. There's always a lot going on. Then yeah, I don't know if I want to really mention every single plant, probably not. I just want to focus on a few that stand out, and I think one that does stand out right now is because it's one of the few that are actually in bloom. This is Ingracium didieri. I feel like I've been struggling with this species. I've killed, I think, already 3 of them. 2 because of crown rot, and the other one I think died of scale or something. But this one seems to be very happy, and if you look, all of these roots on the plate that they're sitting on, it's all Ingracium didieri roots. I feel like ever since it put down these roots on the plate, it, I don't know, started doing better. Oh, sorry, there are other plants in the way. Let's have a look at this flower and the nectar spur in the back. This is a slightly fragrant flower. It's been a little too cold at night to really appreciate the fragrance. I hope when I move them indoors tonight, they'll, all of the plants that are in bloom or kind of working on flowers, they'll keep their blooms for a bit, and then hopefully I can appreciate the scent of this one a little more. Yes, and then back here, sorry for the kind of shiny leaves. This is due to the scale treatment I've been doing. This is the Cattleya rex. It was in bloom this year. Biggest display so far, 2nd year of it ever blooming. This is really one of the most important plants in my collection. I'm super happy with it. And yeah, let's hope it's going to continue improving also for next year. Then here, I can't take any credit for this plant being in bloom. This is a Phragmipedium schlimmii that I got from a friend in the Orchid Society. She's super generous and she really fosters my interest in orchids. And one day she just gave me a huge Phragmipedium schlimmii in bloom. She's had this plant forever, and this is a division from one of her plants in her collection. And yeah, I'm really grateful to have it. Phragmipedium schlimmii is, I think, one of the few, maybe the only species of Phragmipedium that can have a fragrance. This one unfortunately does not, though. And then let's have a look up here. There are some plants, they're hanging, and these hangers, most of them were made by my mother. And then some in between were made by my aunt. My aunt unfortunately passed away this summer due to complications related to lung cancer. And so I'm really grateful to have these pieces that she made to hold my plants in place. She's been really fond of my orchid collection, and she always liked to see pictures of them. And so I'm happy that I can honor her memory by hanging the plants she also really liked in hangers that she made. This plant here is a Cattleya labiata rubra, and as you can see there are some sheaths on it. It's had these sheaths for a few months now, basically ever since these growths matured, the sheaths appeared, but nothing much is happening in them, so I wonder if these will remain empty, and if maybe next year this plant is going to try blooming again, or maybe the plant is still resting. I know some Cattleya species, like Maxima or Germania, they really like to take a little break until they continue flowering. So yeah, let's see. Speaking of Maxima, this is the Cattleya Maxima I got from Afri Orchids, the import in 2021. At some point I was convinced I'm going to lose this plant, but now we really moved on, right? You can see sheath with a shadow there, and there's a bud forming here, so I think this plant is going to bloom this year. I hope it's going to survive the move indoors. And then we can have some flowers on this. It's supposed to be a very dark flower. I think this plant has not been receiving quite as much light as it would like to, because normally the pseudobulbs are much more pigmented. Next to it here, this is one of the plants I got from Bella Vista this summer. This is the Cattleya Walkeriana Super Rubra. As you can see, there are some roots in here. I feel like this plant is probably going to make it. Just this root here. It's a bit hesitant to go into the media, but honestly at this point, even one root is better than zero, so that's a really great development. Yeah, there are some more Cattleyas, except for this Angraecum leonis and this mystery Dendrobium. I feel like some of these might get ready to bloom soon enough. This up there is the Laelia superbiens that I got from Bella Vista this summer as well. It produced roots and it's just, doing its thing. Maybe I can try to find all of the ones from that haul. These are the Murianas. They're very, very sad. I kind of gave up on them, kind of lost hope. I don't think they're going to make it. I guess these were the ones where we also didn't necessarily expect them to fare too well. And then I think the last one would be in here. This is the terrarium that I made a few videos ago, and I think I might film an update on what's been going on in here. But this is the Cattleya walkeriana Flamea. You can see it really absorbed all of the back bulbs. There's a tiny new growth coming and a root. So this is kind of the last straw this plant can hold on to. So let's see. There are other walkerianas in here, but I will make an update video. And oof, this Tolumnia does not look great at all. I feel like it did not appreciate last night's colds, or the colds that came in the few last nights. It's not been in the best shape to begin with, but yeah, I think treating it so harshly did not necessarily help it. Anyways, I would like to empty out this terrarium soon because there are some seedlings that I received in spring. I would like to plant those out and have them grow in the terrarium. So yeah, I think this would be a really nice addition to the collection. There are some plants I don't have yet, like the Clea maxima semi-alba, the Sophronitis coccinea. I think I have a Lawrenceana concolor. I do have a Harrisoniae alba, and I do have two Cattleya schroederi, but the more the merrier. I feel like Cattleya schroederi is also a little bit of a rare plant, so it's good to have a few more in your collection. I can imagine that filming with the sunlight out right now, this might be a little difficult, but anyways, I think we've been eyeing this plant for a while now. This is Laelia purpurata millionaria, at least that's what it's called. On the internet you will find Laelia purpurata millionaria that looks like this, so but still I feel like this does look like a hybrid maybe of purpurata with Fabaceae. It seems very, derived from the normal purpurata shape. And speaking of shape, this third flower, I'm not 100% sure what happened here. I guess this is a bit of a special flower. I guess we wouldn't necessarily win an award with that one, but anyways, it's a really nice flower. Bloomed the first time last year in my collection, and it's also slightly fragrant. A very mild, kind of clean floral scent. Very hard to describe, but also, not too, not something to write home about. Let's just put it that way. But very nice. So then in the back here, this is the dimorph orchis lowii. This has grown a lot ever since I got it. This is kind of this summer's new leaf. Over winter, I really want to keep this a little warmer. so it can also grow over the winter and not do a complete rest then. You know what I mean? And then in front of it is a little dimorph orchis rossii that I got from Mark Toki World here on YouTube. We did an exchange of plants a while ago and he sent this. This here is a Cattleya nobilior. Maybe I'm going to pick this up so you can see it better, and I feel like I'm going to regret this, but now I've committed. Yeah, this is Cattleya nobilior rubra by something, and I'm pretty sure this actually tried to bloom. I don't know if it will focus. This tried to bloom this spring because it had a growth here that it just suddenly aborted, and I really hope that it's going to try again this coming spring. I might want to pot this up into a different container because it's getting a little tight, but on the other hand also no one has space to upgrade plants into larger pots here. Difficult, very, very difficult. Speaking of difficult, this is a Phragmipedium Kovacii. Any tips on how to make it happy? Please let me know in the comments down below. This is a bit of a more difficult plant, but you know, you live and you learn, I suppose. Yeah, this is Lilia crispa, and as you can see, this is one of the ones that really like to attract the scale. It's always infested. This is one of the plants that always gets it first. This one and this Cattleya Genmanii rubra. Right, this is basically the scale that came up ever since the last treatment, which was last week. So that is very lovely indeed. Yeah, let's continue maybe a little up here. This is Cattleya maxima cerulean, and look at that. We do have some flower buds forming. This would be the first time this plant flowers in my collection. Then we have here the Cattleya Genmanii semi-alba. This has bloomed in 2022. And I really hope it's going to bloom again this year, this fall. This one produces new growths, then they will rest for a bit, and then they flower a few months afterwards, like 2 or so months later. As you can see, it's just opening these leaves. So yeah, let's have a look. And here we do have a bunch of little plants. This is a Cattleya leopoldii with a new growth, or maybe 2 coming. This was a birthday present from my partner. I wanted to film a video on like the plants I received for my birthday. It's been actually exactly 2 months now, and I still haven't done it. Whoopsie doopsie. This is actually a plant I've featured a few times on my channel already. This is Lilia Diana, or Cattleya, what is it called? Bikayoi cerulean. I repotted this, so it hasn't flowered this year and last year, but I feel like judging by these new growths, next summer we should be able to enjoy the blooms on this one again. And then here we have some Ridiculous Lilias and some other bits and bobs. And I don't know if you can see, maybe this is going to be a flower spike. This one might also do something in here. These also have been suffering under a lot of scale, so, you know, small steps. And this one is a Cattleya that I received from someone in the Orchid Society. And you can see this has bloomed before, and it shall bloom again this year, and there's also a new growth. So, also new roots. Very excited for this one. And here the Lelia perenniae has a potential for 3 flower spikes. As you can see, this one came without a sheath. I don't know if it's going to focus on this, but there's a sheath in here and here too. So very exciting. up here, Cattleya mossii. I hope we can see this one bloom in the upcoming fall. That would be so exciting. Yeah, then right there are some of the young plants. I don't know if you'd like me to go into detail of every young plant that's on here. Some of them are more mature than others. Like this is, oops, sorry, this one got a bit in the way. This one's a Laelia aurea, which was working on a little flower spike, but I think then temperatures dropped again very suddenly from like over 20 degrees in the day to like below 10 degrees at night, and I wonder if this was maybe just a little much. I received it this summer from an orchid nursery in Switzerland, and you can see it grew lots of roots, which I'm very happy about. But still, it seems a little dehydrated. It looks maybe like it would prefer a little bit of a finer medium. This is the media that it came in from the nursery, so yeah, I'm not sure, but I think a little bit of a finer media might be what this plant wants. And then this is the Phragmipedium bessie flavum that I showed earlier this year. It kind of dropped its central growth here, but there are some more on the side. I feel like we can, I don't know, I feel like maybe it got a little too cold for it. So yeah, this one would have probably been happy to move indoors a while ago already. Oops. Yeah, there are some more Phragmipediums here. Been kind of getting a few of those now after the bessie ended up blooming so nicely in February, I want to say. Was it February? I think so. Maybe January, I'm not sure. But yeah, I got some more of those. Let me know if you're interested in maybe a Phragmipedium collection video. Yeah, then there are more young plants down here. You can see there's the Dendrobium Victoria Reginae, and it's kind of dropping its leaves now, but I guess it's the time of year to do so. This is, I don't know how many Cattleya walkeriana, cerulean I have killed already. This one's on its way out as well. Very sad about that, but yeah, I guess cerulean is a recessive trait, so plants tend to be very inbred, and yeah, that doesn't necessarily help them become stronger, right? Normally, vigor and strength comes from having a diverse genetic background. So if you come from a very inbred background, then you know you can struggle a little more than others if stressed. This one is the Dendrobium Jan Orenstein, or Jan Orenstein, or however you call it, that I was sent by Petal Sepals and Spines. We really like this plant. It's so unruly and wild, and it also bloomed for me for the first time last year, so that's super nice. And yeah, then this is the last shelf with the young plants. This Laelia Jungiana. Oof, I've had this for a while now. It arrived struggling, and I think now it didn't make it over the summer, and I'm like, look, I don't have time to pamper and baby around young plants. If you don't want to live, I'm not gonna force you. So yeah, you can see young plants are definitely a big part of my collection, and I think they're a great way to get a nice variety and maybe also some really interesting rare plants into your collection. Oh yeah, actually I was lying. There's another shelf of young plants. Oops. I have some Cattleya Dowiana Rosita here, and you can see this one has been doing the Cattleya Dowiana thing of being a little more difficult. but who knows? I think we'll manage. This is Aurea. There are also some bifoliates. And then this one I kept them separate because I've been meaning to make a video about them. These are other plants that I got for my birthday, including these two here, actually, this and this, which are Cattleya walkeriana vinicolor, which I've been wanting for such a long time. And so my partner went ahead and ordered them from Großrechner Orchideen. So very, very happy about that. And look how nice they're growing. They came basically just with kind of these bulbs. The new growths happened under my care now. And look at that. These new growths are so beautiful. They're bigger than anything these plants have ever made before. They're so nice. Love that. And then here in the back are some plants that I got from a friend of mine. I think this is a Lilia purpurata Rochobisque, right? Yes. And then these are primary hybrids, actually. So this is Lilia fidelensis, which I've already killed one of these. And then here we have Cattleya Shalame, I think, Shalom, and Eximia, which are both, I want to say, primary hybrids involving Cattleya warneri. Yeah, I guess there you have it. This is what we're dealing with. Outside, late fall collection. As I said, I'm going to move them indoors later, and I might take you along for that. Yeah, sorry for this slightly lower energy video today. As I said, I'm still a little sick. But anyways, thanks a lot for watching. And let me know if you have any questions, any comments. And yeah, have a nice rest of your weekend. And see you in the next video. Bye. No one has space to upgrade plants into larger pots here.